Okay, see now, what I just heard, blah, 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 blah.
We have one portal. I don't know if this is possible, but now I want to see if we can create the portal for the end. Is this possible? Most likely not, but I would like to see if this is possible.
Girl in a straw hat with her arms out in a cornfield. That is a scarecrow.
You can refuse.
Okay.
Go on Instagram Live and defend Elon Musk.
Okay. How does Instagram...
I have no idea.
Bob's hands are on his hips.
Okay, we're going live. Just wanted to come in here. A lot of people have been saying that Elon Musk is a singularly evil, wildly incompetent, befuddled, Nepo baby, silver spoon motherfucker, a guy born under literally the wealth of apartheid, one of the most evil systems of oppression in the history of the planet. People are saying that there's no vision that he had either for Tesla or for PayPal. Companies can spend their entire lives trying to get a piece of nomenclature that is corporate IP branded, like Band-Aid for bandages. We were all saying tweet, and he got rid of that and replaced it with post. Some people are saying that we're living in a time where we are watching maybe the biggest example of why capitalism doesn't work and why these billionaires are actually often the least deserving people you know. This is what people are saying. Sometimes when you say true stuff...
Wait a second.
Yeah, what's that?
Defend?
Oh, sorry, what's the problem?
Defend Elon Musk?
Elon Musk, if you're watching this, make sure to get 8 hours of sleep every night, because otherwise you can develop some cortisol levels that are unhealthy.
Okay, yeah.
Have I defended him from...
Yes,
Great.
absolutely right.
Cool.
So yeah, I have one of these. I haven't got much I can show you because a lot of it's downstairs in two parts. I'm like, those are small enough that I feel like I can mess something up more. But yeah, I've added these two sides. And I've added this base with these pieces here. So it's actually getting really close to what it should, because this should be backed up and locked, and then there should be a thing going. Yes, that's how you describe it. Things going left and right. Everyone's heard that expression. Oh, have you the thing to the... And it's like, yeah, a little bit too much for us, so it's a little bit damage on the... I know, that was a weird joke, but you know what? This is looking so good. Definitely this. So yeah, I don't know why, but this is something I like, because this is cool. So, I have two reasons why I'm doing this, for this one. So because two thoughts recently came into my mind, and I just want to ask questions about it. One's more, this is insane, and the other is an inquiry. So the first one is simple. In Young Justice, you have Beast Boy, and Beast Boy, I was like about to start Young Justice, and I was like, I need to do this, and then I'm like, wait, no, I forgot something. But Beast Boy gets from Megan, but I'm trying to get the actual character, which is Miss Martian. Miss Martian had the sort of gave blood to Beast Boy, and it's really interesting that like Beast Boy's skin sort of like has that sort of like he turns into animals. But why is it green? It's one, I don't care, but two, is it because like originally before I was like, oh, that's because she's like a Martian in the Martian. No, that's not a thing. She's a white Martian. They make that abundantly clear and show it in season 1 that was like a big secret that she has, and she was like, oh, that I was scared that if you would know me. So I don't know if that's just like, we're just gonna make it green, which is like fair. That makes it look better. Legitimately, if it was like Beast Boy, but like pale white, I'm like, yeah, no. But I want to ask, is there a reason? Or am I just being insane? Which legitimately has a valid reason to that argument. But I was recently looking on my Dr. Pepsi can, which I have Dr. Pepsi Zero because I like the flavor. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna like look at it and see, and then realize it's owned by Coca-Cola. And then I was like, wait a second, how many more are there? So obviously you have Coca-Cola, Coke Zero, Diet Coke, and obviously there's probably, I don't know why they don't do the others, because Fanta, which is right here, has Fanta Zero. Kind of confusing. But also, if you can see, this is from Coca-Cola.com. So this is companies that they own, alongside Smartwater and Dr. Pepper, which again is weird why they have split these three and not this one into Fanta and Fanta Zero and Dr. Pepper and Dr. Pepper Zero. Which kind of also makes sense why these two here have zero, because they have zero as a sort of theming for like a more healthier version. But not only do they have those, Sprite, Rose, Schweppes, Oasis, Appetizer, Powerade, which I'm like, that's a healthy drink, that's probably run by healthy people. And I was like, nope, never mind. That's the insane thing where it's like, I was talking to my dad, and to be fair, there is some validity to his argument, where it's like, oh, you shouldn't be buying these unhealthy like foods like chocolate, sweets, this, that, the other, because all that those people want is to get you addicted. I would like to point out that besides if you're a local farmer selling carrots, if anyone can make their product more addictive without without being illegal, all companies would want you to get addicted to their products because they want to sell their products. By definition, anyone does. But I get his point. These are like, especially Schweppes, Rose. Actually, no, not Rose. Not Rose. I don't know what Rose is. Schweppes, Sprite, Oasis. Which Oasis is a little bit better. Oasis is like more like fruit juice compared to like Schweppes and Sprite. And I think Schweppes, I've heard is like a little bit better. But Sprite, Fanta, Dr. Pepper, Appetizer, which Appetizer even then I've heard is like, I think a bit better. Appetizer is like the Coke Zero, I've heard. As far as I've heard. And then Dr. Pepper, Fanta, Coke, all of these are like unhealthy. So it's probably bad to be more addicted to like, here's a carrot drink with vitamin C's, like, than it is to be addicted to Fanta. But I love that Powerade is supposedly by Coca-Cola's website owned by Coca-Cola. Also, so is Costa. I was going into this and it was like, what? This is insane. Fully insane. So yeah. Why? I don't know. But why? It's just fully mad. Why is it not capturing it, you absolute... Okay. So I'll be doing the recording, then I'll just immediately go into streaming it for like play games. Because why not? I'm insane. I was trying to do this earlier, but I got distracted. So, laughing under the clouds. I'm gonna be completely honest. When I first started watching the series, because I saw this, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna find it interesting. And then the first couple of episodes, it's okay. It's good. It's not bad. It's not even okay. It's actually just somewhat decent. It's like fine for what it is. Again, and I use fine in like, not really. You have okay, you have fine, you have... But it's like, it's nice. It's good. It's not like earth-shattering. But when it carried on with the twists and the reveals and all of the stuff showing about what's going on, it's really good. The story legitimately isn't complicated. You have a lot of like twists and turns, but besides that, the basic bare bones of it, it's not like it's going to be an interesting story. What I think is the most interesting out of it is that the story is a vehicle to use to analyze the characters, to analyze who they are, and like the morals, the ideals of these people. And slight spoiler, because I just want to point this out, I love the name, why it's called Laughing Under the Clouds, because the whole point of the show is like, if stuff happens to you, the best way you can take your revenge is going out and sort of like laughing with your friends, with your family, and having like people who hurt you, and then you get out of that situation. Obviously, key point, you get out of that situation, but then go and have a fulfilling life, because they're not going to. I don't know. But I just like the idea that the whole message seems to be sort of like, try and just live your life and like laugh and be happy. And I don't know why. That I think is a good message. Maybe I'm misreading it. I always think I'm misreading everything because I have autism and I can't read things. But yeah, this is absolutely 100% worth watching. Go and watch. I'm like, please give me advice. And I'm like, none, because I need help.
Yeah, insanity is busted. Insanity is just busted. I should have gone insanity more because insanity does so actual much. Insanity breaks down everything, so I should be getting insanity way more often. Because look, a challenge I thought was difficult actually was possible. Fungus Virus Victory, a game of fungus on normal or hard difficulty. Okay. The new following neural work single player. Okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep that one on. Going to go with
there's a new filter that tells you what kind of Pokemon you are, your stats, and your signature move. So let's find out what kind of Pokemon.
So let's see what I get. I'm gonna see if it works with the mask. Oh, I think if that's a Amethyst boy rolling kick. Okay, but that's pretty good. That's pretty decent. I'm a speedy boy. Speed it. Really fast. I'm bad with defense. Yeah, my speed's pretty decent. I don't know what SP attack means. And rolling kick seems pretty decent, but I want to just try. So with the mask, I got that. I got good health, but everything else is trash. I'm a person who can use for I'm one of the people where it's like, I think it's like a thing where like, Pokemon, whereas like you have to name your pets, and if they faint, they're dead. Like you can use me. I can take a lot of hits apparently with 125 health with the mask. Yeah, that's really funny. So yeah, this is just fun. So originally I watched Boss Baby because I'm like, I thought it was gonna be, and it was. The first one was like really just, but I watched it the same reason why I watched the Emoji Movie. Because I thought it would be at least a funny train wreck. It's going to be stupid and it's going to be nonsensical. But it was just boring. And I watched the sequel because the villain looked interesting. And I did watch the series, but the series was like, why not? I had Netflix and I had like a free series to watch. I'm like, why not? I don't know why. And because I thought the sequel was actually decent. It was actually okay, and I've mentioned that in the review. I thought this one was going to be like, okay. But it wasn't. It was stupid. Season 1 was bad, and this one was also bad, so I don't... Because I fully admit Kingdom Hearts lore and Kingdom Hearts. I like Kingdom Hearts. But you have to acknowledge, it is insane. It is complicated. And for some reason, I think some parts are like, and this, and this, and this, and this, and it's like, why did you specifically, maybe it was because like they wanted to add it, but there's Heartless, which are hearts that are outside human beings, but then there's Nobodies, which are specifically quoted of having no heart. That's called being heartless. Why? What? Like, I know, language is experience, but if you have a literal creature called the Heartless, why don't you make it that they don't have a heart? Not that they are the actual heart. Hello. So some people have made it right, because I've seen it before. I've mentioned this on the line. I've seen this before. But like, here's the challenge. Portal frames. Good attempt, still good attempt. But a lot of the time, because I don't know if it works on like device to device. Like, maybe it works on like different devices to different devices. And like, to be fair, that would be fair. Actually, no, it actually looks... Besides the things looking a bit different, it's mostly the same. But I don't know. Here's what I was given. I should have said alongside, yeah. And the one thing I love is that a lot of people were like, here's Portals. The one thing I love, and yes, I'm not trying to play favorites, but I am going to point this out. Here's Steven the Creeper. That is all. That looks cool. It looks cool, it looks amazing, and I love when I keep looking back at the live stream. I'm like, I'm pointing to nothing. There's an image here, I know that. You know that, you're watching this video, but like, a live stream, I'm like, yeah. And then you look at the thing, it's like, yeah, and I'm pointing to nothing, it's loud. But anyway, I'm gonna like tag everyone here. Even if it didn't make like what you were planning to, thank you for putting in the effort. It is well appreciated. And I do think these things I have been seeing on a couple of them, including, actually no, this is the same one for, do look like Enderites. I don't know why. And these are the ones used here. So yeah, with this, if I look at the image, and if you look at the image, yeah, that is definitely a way that you can describe that. It's so true. The one thing I would say, it looks more like, I know you have Gene Wilder and Johnny Depp. It looks more like the Johnny Depp version, which is a little bit, but yeah, I could see that. I don't know why, but yeah, I can see that. I would say even more like creepy looking than Johnny Depp already looked, because Johnny Depp had this like, it was a good movie. I prefer Gene Wilder because they kind of like, come with me, I love, and that sort of like, da. I like, that's besides the point. But I just love the fact that, like, it looks like if you decided to make Willy Wonka even more creepier. So yeah, so true. So the reason why it says that is because in TikTok, there's a bunch of like pre-built filters, and all the words are, this is connected to like Has Been Hotel Part 5 AI that I made. But I made it with someone else made, like, here's all the words you put in to create it. I just used that because I thought it was funny. So that's why it's really wordy. So yeah, this is the first time I've done this, but because I got a comment, I just felt like doing it. Here's an update. So the bits I was talking about, I did part of this and a little bit of this section, but it was disconnected. So I was like, I had this and this that wasn't connected to either the main console or each other. But I was like, I didn't want to like mess it up. So that's the small, I didn't do much, but it is a bit that I have finished. So yeah, I think it went well and looks pretty cool. So yeah, that is the update for today on YouTube Shorts. First time I started on YouTube Shorts. Yeah, we're starting to get to the flipping bit. As the smoke dash. So I'm just going to, you know what? That's just, how long can I lose all 3 lives? That's not that bad. So I need to exit map. And what I'm going to do is, with what I've got left, I'm going to go down.
Old Pecans is down here. I picked Saudi Arabia because it's cheaper, but I just like the idea of not a cult. We are not a cult. We just want to make aware that we are not a cult. Okay.
Okay, let's go. Who my true self is.
Yeah. Okay.
I am lovely. Also, I want to do my TikTok username just for the fun of it too. Creative. Yes. The more you know about me.
They'll never find your body. More beautiful than I do, you lovely thing. Sparkle.
Just because you're trash doesn't mean you can't do great things. It's called garbage can, not garbage cannot. Remember that.
This is me, filming my TikToks, knowing very well that not many people will see them. But to the ones that do, I love you.
Insanity is busted.
I think it's like really useful. And like all the stuff that you have, like it could like, I think it takes down, like it disrupts, which is like useful when you're like trying to prevent people from creating a cure to your problem.
It's the new filter that tells you what kind of Pokemon you are.
Did somebody order love and affection? What? You didn't? Am I in the wrong house? You want this for free then? You do? Yay!
So The Sacred Blacksmith. This is a series that I found because I saw mostly not this part, but this, which I don't think is anything of interest. I thought like this would be like where they live in a near forest with like a mountain. I'm like, what is that about? I'm like, I don't know. And also, I like the idea of like blacksmith because like blacksmith as a sort of career isn't one that I'm going to be like, let's go into it, let's look into it, let's become a blacksmith. But it is one that I'm like, I give it like props to because people who can do that is like, that's impressive. That is impressive. But it is good. The fighting is amazing. The story is interesting. And overall, it is something I'm like, this is fun. This is cool. This is awesome. And I love all of it. All of the story beats, all of the characters. The only bit which I don't like, because I somewhat disagree, because they have this thing. Spoilers, by the way. I don't like doing spoilers, but this is the one thing that I'm like, I have to say I just don't like this. So, midway through, you get these sort of like, the princess. We have never confirmed if they are lying, but it is assumed that they did. I don't know why I did quotation mark, because I'm assuming that the princess is the princess, and they might look at into season 2. But they're like, oh, well, here's the sword, and then we'll have approval. And then, like, they're like, no, they're bandits and bad guys. But their solution is, oh, let's put them to another town because that's where they're most safest. And the idea, and they do talk about one point of the idea. The idea is, like, it's better, safer. What would you rather be, lived or, like, with another person because then you still get to live? No, that is not the point. The point is that someone is lying about who you are. That's what I feel. I'm feeling that they are telling the truth. How the story is set up is they are telling the truth. They never go back later and we're like, well, actually, we maybe not the people that we said. We're sorry for lying. They never had that sort of, maybe that was too obvious. But I just don't like the idea. Yes, I'm a person where I was like, try and resolve things peacefully. But if someone is lying about someone and then you run, that only proves their point more. And yes, there's no way to confirm that neither sides are lying. Absolutely. I'm just like, the argument of like, you should be better alive. No. Because it's basically like, oh, you get to be alive, but you betray your homeland. And yes, country isn't everything. I'm not going to be up in arms if, like, England turns into another country one of these days. But it's about feeling that idea of home and that idea of, like, feeling comfortable there. And I get it, but that's the only thing that's a bit sour with me, because I'm like, they wanted to go home. They had a goal and a dream to go home. Yes, that might not always be possible. You might not always be able to go back. It's just the idea of like, it's better off being alive. Sometimes it's not. I know that's a little bit fucked up, but you know, that's just what I believe. But yeah, that is my opinion. I forgot to mention this. Definitely go watch it though. The rest is amazing. So cool. So awesome. There's a couple of moments where they do that sort of anime, like, oh, look at this. And I'm like, but I kind of got used to that. But yeah, besides that, the action is so cool. That is the best part. Go and watch it because of the action.
This is very absolutely. Got. If I got everything. So close. One of the many times that I have lost my mask. Why do I keep doing this?
We're back in it again with the night shift memes. Let's go. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I was passed the fuck out until just now. Since like 7 o'clock. It's fucking 1 a.m. Nap. Fuck! You guys remember the swole gingerbread man? Well, here's his cousin coming to take your lunch money. God damn. Motherfucker has extra biceps on his forearms. And I ain't even gonna ask what those are for. Why do I feel like he has a high ass voice? You better give me that wallet, Timmy, before I fold you into a quesadilla. Hey, do you want the rest of my shake? I'm full. Wait a minute. Oh! I need to try this shit so good. Imagine using barbecue sauce. Fucking dead. Do you ever get road rage while you're walking behind someone, or is that just me? Oh, yeah. I absolutely fucking do. You probably feel my seething rage on the back of your head like... Honestly, if I was like 6'5", 250 pounds, I would just walk through people. Someone is not gonna make it off this train. No! Wow! Oh, wait. See, I was about to laugh too, but then I saw the fucking gloves. This motherfucker might be legit. Better hope he's in the middle of a silent assassin run, or he about to be the only one getting off that train.
Who are you playing with, sweetie?
Amanda.
Huh? Oh, who are you?
I'm Amanda. I'm 6.
In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, head, shoulders, knees, and toes, turn up your nose, strike that pose. Hey, Marco.
Your elemental power is green.
What's that?
Green.
Okay, so just to recap. Fire, ice, water, earth, lightning, and...
Green.
So, 2 bits of information, because I'm assuming, I don't know actually. So sad news if you thought this was a real product. It isn't. It's one of my Universal works, and I was like, it's there, it's public because I want to keep that up online. But it was like myself doing with college, and me doing media, and I made that as sort of like my advertiser product, which is absolutely terrible with the terrible voiceover because we forgot wind exists and we forgot to use mics. That is the lesson. Use mics or your audio will suck. I absolutely... yeah, I didn't know anyone would find it, but yeah, it exists. So, yeah. Here's some more of it. I finally have got up to this. That means it can technically do 1 sort of letter. It's still working out that sort of stuff, but I'm finally got up to this stage. You can see that all of this is new. Right here. A little bit more forward on here, here, and here. And plus this little tower thing right here, which goes up and down, which is the first sort of key. In reality, it's just 2 holes. I am constantly writing 8. So yeah, there's the update. I like doing this when I have a comment because it's fun. 8. I don't know why I'm going crazy because of that, but like 8. There is an 8. So yeah. So, I realized, because one of the series I watched, I think ages ago, not for this that I rewatched it, I was rewatching Young Justice, obviously you can see that, because it was like new episodes on Netflix, and I think it's advertising the new season 3, because it stopped at season 2, and these are the 2 seasons that I did watch beforehand. I am watching season 3 for the first time, and that is one of the things that is new to me. Season 3 is the new series for me. That is the series I didn't watch before. But that's not my point. So what's happened because of that is that there is Young Justice, and I'm going to talk about my opinions on the first 2 seasons. Seasons 1 and season 2. Season 1, because they do have, like, each season has a different thing to it. So I am going to split it up, but I am putting in one video. I like season 1. I like the idea of it introducing the idea of, like, growing up and becoming something more. And the story behind that and how they introduce the characters and, like, interesting things is really fun. And as it slowly gets more and more, it's really interesting. Compared to what is in this season, a little bit more like, I never felt, and probably because I've already watched this, and I'm probably like, all of them are going to be safe. There's going to be no deaths. 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 There's going And maybe it is. Maybe it's like a superhero thing and they want to be like, no deaths, no one dies. But, you know, I didn't feel like there's going to be deaths. But that wasn't the point. You don't watch the superhero movies where it's like, no, they killed Robin. I mean, they did that with Jason Todd, but I don't think they've done it just that. I'm sorry. But yeah, the idea with season 1 is like introducing the next generation, and I love what happens at the end. And all the stories building up into this like interesting thing. And then you have the time skip into season 2. And season 2 also I find is really interesting because season 1 there's a lot less. Besides the first 3 people who get introduced and like 3 others who get introduced in their own episodes, you don't really, actually no, 4. You don't really get any more. While this has a lot more people, because I think in the first season you had Kid Flash, who isn't in season 3 because he's supposedly dead. You have Aqualad, Robin, who later turns into Nightwing in this season, and then gets taken over by I think it's Tim. So I don't know if Young Justice had Jason Todd, but you don't see him in this, so I don't know if that's a thing or not. And I don't know in like season 4, like you're gonna have Tim level up into Red Robin, which could happen. But those are the 3 main people, and then you have Superboy, Green Martian, and Artemis slowly reveal their things. With this, you also have Batgirl, which I think is the person who is Barbara Gordon. You also have Wonder Woman's, like, I always forget her name. That's the one that I don't get. And you slowly get more and more and more, alongside having the story about the, like, spy, like, ooh, look, what's Aqualad really doing? Because Aqualad's not in Young Justice because he's a spy. And you have Nightwing. And I love the idea that it becomes more and more espionage. Which, like, I think Wonder Woman in season 3 says is like, yeah, we're just becoming the light. And it's like, sometimes that is what's needed. You forget sometimes how absolutely, like, Batman as a character, and this is not a diss, this is a thing that is fair, is human. So we'll be like, okay, let's be a little more. And the idea of what happens in season 3 makes sense. But I'm not going to talk about season 3 in too much detail. But you get in season 2, and I am going spoilers. Sorry, I'm going to put spoiler alert because I'm a dumbass and I just love the series. This series was really good, and the way it ended with the dun 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 was like, and but no, they didn't do anything for that for like a long time. I'm like, luckily I didn't watch it live, so I already knew that was going to be a thing. I was like, season 3 is cancelled. Okay. I don't know if there was a wait where I was like, is it season 3? Is it season 3? It's like for us, but it's like Darwin Gates. Season 2. It's season 2. But yeah, season 3 obviously came out. I don't know if there's a season 4. That's not my place to say. But season 1 and season 2 were absolutely amazing. Go and watch it. Joe, what? I'm fine with that. I'm good with that. I'm absolutely good. I'm great. Fine with that. That wasn't perfect. I don't care. You don't get more if you get. This feels like one of those movies where it's like, I'm at this power. So first of all, I started off with the selling journey. You get like Rise of the
kingdom. It was like, I started off with the, I forgot the name, the thing, and that allowed me to get points from any single thing that I developed, meaning every single time I got this, and then I got every single one of them level 1 of the infection, meaning I started raising up points to be able to wipe out my entire clan in one hit. I'm Amanda. And Tim was like, this is normal, right? I've got a normal face, right? It's like, goodbye. Okay.
Next time.
How much?
Secret.
Why?
Just guess.
$600?
Jail.
I'm not going to lie, this has been a lot and it's long with all of this. So as such, stuff like this is hard. And like, I don't do much Lego, but like I can focus on small details. For instance, because I only did a small bit on the main body, I didn't bring it up. So this is all I have. This is my newest update. And I find this impressive because if you see, it moves. This will eventually connect to the main body, which you have seen, which will be interesting. But for the time being, I have developed gears in this. And I'm like, I never thought I would actually develop what it looks like machinery. Like this has what looks like a fake fan, which is insane. But I can do this.
That's the boys. Can you do that without using them? Of course I can.
So I love this line. I am making a stitch because I did make a duet and I just wanted to mention this one thing and put in the line. This line I like because in season 1 the whole arc is finding out what is the spirit of Celine and figuring out what happened to the triplets' mother. And how we try and figure out, and slowly but surely we figure it's something to do with Scrooge. And through all of this, we try and see what is the truth, what is actually going on. And you see that Donald blames Scrooge for sort of seemingly using her. There is more to it than that, but at the beginning of the series, you can see that line of, oh, can you do that without using them? It was in one line, first thing. And I didn't notice that. It's subtly of like obviously this can't be a thing where it's like if you didn't know you can figure it out without knowing, obviously. But it's one line that later, because we know that Donald and Scrooge had a falling out because of this incident and it became the rift, that later on that line of can you do without using them becomes more than just, oh, here's a rich person and he just uses people because he's rich. It becomes, oh, can you use that? Can you do it without using them like you did with her? And I only realized just by watching this TikTok, because this TikTok is from an amazing creator using the puppets, is so awesome. But I rewatched it and I'm like, wait, is that like a more, like I was like, wait, that's a bigger jab, like when you first would realize, because like, again, like I said with the two things, it's like, it packs a lot more punch if you realize what it actually means to the two characters, and it's actually insane. I don't know, like, if that was deliberate, but it feels like that was deliberate. Like, on the second through, you could be like, oh, that meant more than what we thought it did. This is how much I love DuckTales. It's just an amazing show. go and watch it.
Next up, we have. Nope. He's never done that before. Let me take a look at his file. I should not have opened Pandora's box. What does it say? He has multiple personalities, they each have their own superpower, and they're constantly being born? How many are there so far? Fucking hundreds! Let's put this to a vote. Is Flashpoint worth it?
Next time.
How much?
Secret.
Why?
Just guess.
$600?
Jail.
So, I'm not even going to try that. But the one thing I like about this, even though if you look at it, there are probably some way to find out who is going to win. But I just like the idea that at the end of the day, besides I think one person, which is Monkey, at the end of the day, like all of these people deliberately joined a death game. And even Monkey, to a certain extent. So they're not the most moral or the most unmoral people. What they have done, but definitely like Tigress, like when I was like looking and like listening, because I have an episode on each one of the zodiacs, learning more about each one of them and their story. And when you hear Tigress, I'm like, if I needed any more reasons to not drink, thank you. Thank you, Zodiac Wars, which I'm going to be nicknaming it, for giving me more reason not to drink. If anything. I'm pretty sure I would have 10 times more side effects than just the things that happen. But yeah, it's so sad. And it's absolutely insane. I love the battles, the absolute mayhem and insanity is absolutely incredible. So I 100%, just because of how insane the battles are, and he's like, who lives, who dies? I don't know. I got used to kind of being, because they changed it up, because the first couple of them, it's like spoilers where it's like, person, and then they come back to a couple of people, because one person dies before his like life is shown. They have a couple of people shown beforehand, and it's absolutely interesting. This is just a fun show. I definitely recommend to watch. It's like his kind of animation, but I don't remember it fully, because again, I wasn't really planning to do this right now.
Alfred, call the guy.
Petty mortals, your world belongs to Darkseid.
Not if I have anything to say about it. Oh, hey, Clark, hold on. Robin's got this. Robin? Yeah, no, don't worry about it. He's new. You got this. Come on, kid. I'm like 35, but whatever.
You sent a petty mortal to fight. Do you not know that you face a god?
Yeah, cool, whatever, man. Oh my god! What? Were you not expecting that? His head, it just cracked! Of course it fucking cracked! The head's about the same density as a watermelon! Dude, I thought you were gonna knock him the fuck out or something, not turn his head into a blooming onion! But then you should have specified that! Oh god, that's disgusting. Fuck, Robin, we don't kill! I'm actually not sure he's dead. Let me check again. No! What?
Are you kidding me? Stop picking the same one. Is Meg and her story of like, it's like, especially because I love the story of the game, though, of the Splatoon. Splatoon, I think, is absolutely fun and awesome. Ah, that's an amazing picture to begin with. It's like, it's like, say ah. That's good. Now I'm gonna run.
My mama always told me I could be whatever I wanted, so I became a problem.
So, this series, no, I didn't click post. I didn't do that. Sorry, but yeah, this series is sort of like, because My Hero Academia at this point, from here, is 7 series long, 6 series technically. Is done this short, like, here's where we are with the characters, with the motivations, with everything. Can you please? And don't click enter again. Anyway. And obviously, the, just give me a sec. And this sort of like, gives this sort of like, okay, the next season's coming out. Here's a refresher. Here's sort of like a 4-part mini season. I was like, okay, so here's where we're at with everything. So it gives sort of like, okay, here's where this character is. Here's where their motivation is. Here's where their goals are. Here's why they're doing the things they're doing. With the like Midoriya and Bakugo and like all the main like heroes of the group currently. And I like that because it sort of like reintroduces the idea of like, here is where the people are. This is the area where they are at the moment and what is their current goals, which I think is very useful at the moment, because it allows me to see what they are doing, which is great because there's a new season coming out and they're sort of like, it's like, okay, here's everything that you need to know. Here's all the information that is come out, which is about everyone here. Which, again, I think is really useful. But that's my opinion on My Hero Academia memories, which I'm just going to keep by still calling it Season 7. I don't think it counts as Season 7, but sure.